salesperson what should be some red flags for you to know that you probably aren't working a deal that's a scam, and why do you need to know? I'm Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about red flags. Now, at some point, you are going to sit down with a buyer, whether it's at your business or wherever you're selling to, and this person's going to call you, and they're just going to have an outrageous story. Now, what you need to know is outrageous stories usually have an outrageous problem. And if somebody's coming to you and they're telling you this crazy story, they're getting you engaged, they are emotionally manipulating you. And you better be careful because something bad is about to happen. Now, I'm just going to say this as a generality. I'm not going to say that it's always true 100% of the time. You know, you got to have to figure out some of this on your own. But every time that I've gone somewhere and somebody wraps me up with too big of a story, too many facts, too much information, I'm like, yeah, there's something wrong here. And for whatever reason it's not very good. Now, in the last couple of videos, I told you, hey, if something like this happens, call a manager, call a coworker, call a business owner and say, hey, like, what do you think of this? Call somebody that's a friend that works for another company, right? Like, sometimes we get so wrapped up in, I got to make the sale, I got to make this deal happen. Sometimes you're like, maybe this isn't a real deal. Maybe this is a buyer that's a problem and it's a red flag, and I shouldn't be waiting for the commissions to fall from the sky from heaven for me to get paid, okay? And so outrageous stories sometimes are true. Outrageous stories sometimes are meant to guilt trip you. Sometimes are meant to throw you off your game. Sometimes are meant to cause you problems. Sometimes are meant to be so confusing that it's like a form of hypnotism that person's got you drawn in. And the next thing you know, boom, you've lost, you got scammed, you lost out on commissions, something weird happens. Like every time I'm with a buyer and something weird's going on, I'm like, there's a little bit in my mind. I'm not always skeptical, but like I'm 95% Scott, 5% skeptical. I'm going, this is kind of weird, something unusual leads to a lot of problems. Let's slow this down. So this is why when somebody's giving you an outrageous story, you should be paying attention. Like, wait a minute, what's the angle? What's the end game? Why are they going into so much detail? Now, like some people are just very expressive and they're going to tell you all about their life. Like this is why you can't get caught up. Like every outrageous story is a problem. Like every outrageous story means that person's trying to scam you. I'm just saying, like your sales senses, like if there's like things on top of your head or on your arm, like you got to start paying attention and go, maybe something's wrong here. Call somebody, ask some more questions about it, right? Get some details. Like you got to go into investigation mode. You got to protect yourself because crazy, outrageous stories lead to crazy, outrageous problems, and you don't want to be the benefactor of that. Like it's a lot of times when people come in with cash for big deals, right? Cash for big deals, like not everybody pays that way. Like your industry, you're going to know about your industry. You're going to be like 95% of people pay with a check. 95% of people pay with financing. 5% of people pay with cash, and this is how they do it, or a credit card, and this is normal. That's abnormal, okay? Just like an outrageous story. And sometimes it's meant to distract you. So there you go. Be careful. Outrageous stories could, not always are, but could be a red flag about a deal about to go bad and sideways. You got one thing to do from here. Just one thing. Find the subscribe button and click on it every time I send out a video. You'll get an update. This is Scott Bell Consultant. Send out a video. You should check it out, which you should. We'll see you soon. Aloha.